Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my beautiful sisters. Welcome to the very first episode of Deen and Duas. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. Well, my name is Dua, and this channel is all about having deep and meaningful conversations about Islam. Together, we will explore ways to strengthen our relationship with Allah and to live this life by the beautiful principles of our deen and inshallah find peace in a world that often pulls us in so many different directions. Today, I want to talk about something that's really close to my heart, and that is how we as girls can stay connected to our deen in this busy yet fast moving world. It's something we all need to reflect on because our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is what brings us true contentment no matter what's happening around us. So let's dive into this, and inshallah, I hope this message reaches your heart. Well, let's be honest, sisters. We live in a world that's constantly trying to grab our attention, right? Whether it's social media, the latest trends, or just the pressure to look or act a certain way. It's so easy to get distracted, and trust me, I know I've been there, and we all have. Sometimes it can feel like the world is so loud, pulling us in a million directions. You start to question yourself. Am I good enough? Am I doing the right things? Am I fitting in? But, sisters, let me remind you of something so important. None of those things define you, who you truly are. Our real worth comes from one place, and that's our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sisters, our deen is like a lighthouse. Think about that. Just like a lighthouse guides ships safely through rough waters, our faith guides us through storms of life. When everything feels chaotic, when the world's expectations weigh heavy on you, your deen is what keeps you anchored. It reminds you of who you are and why you are here on this earth. We are not here just to chase what's temporary. We are here to live for something eternal. And when we live for Allah, everything else, all those distractions and pressures, they start to seem so small. Because in the end, it's our connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that brings us peace. Now, I know it can sometimes feel overwhelming, like where do I even start to strengthen my connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? But here's the beautiful thing, sister. You don't need to do something huge or grand. It's the small, consistent actions that bring you closer to Him. Start with little things like saying Alhamdulillah for the blessings you have, even the small ones. Or maybe just take 5 minutes to sit quietly, reflect, and make a quick dua. Open the Quran, even if it's just to read one verse, but read it with meaning. Sisters, Allah loves consistency, even if it's a small act of worship. If you do it with sincerity, it brings you so much closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's like planting seeds. Those small actions may seem tiny, but they grow. Soon enough, your heart will feel more connected to Allah than you ever thought possible. Now, I want to talk about something that's often misunderstood, and that's, my sister, is modesty. You know, modesty is not just about what we wear. Yes, it includes that, but it goes so much deeper than just our physical appearance. Modesty is about how we carry ourselves, how we value ourselves, and how we honor the guidance Allah has given us. Think of modesty as a reflection of your inner beauty. The world might try to tell us that we need to look a certain way to be seen as valuable or beautiful. But our true beauty comes from how we live our lives according to Allah's teachings. Your worth does not come from likes, followers, or some compliments. Your worth comes from how Allah sees you. And when you live with modesty, Whether in your dress, your speech, or your actions, you are showing the world that your heart belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's more powerful. And that, my sister, is where your real worth or real beauty lies. When life feels overwhelming or when you feel lost, remember this one simple truth: Allah is always near. No matter where you are in your faith journey, He is right there for you. He is waiting for you to call out to Him. Making dua is one of the most beautiful and powerful way to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it does not have to be formal or long. Just pour your heart out to Him. Whether you are asking for help, thanking Him, or simply reflecting on your life, that moment of dua is just like a lifeline. So, sisters, reflect on your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask yourself, how can I get closer to Him today? Every small step you take toward Him, He takes steps towards you. And that, sister, is the most beautiful part, that Allah is never far from us, even when we feel distant. So, my dear sisters, let's take those small steps together toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let's remind ourselves every day that our deen is our anchor in this ever changing world. It's what keeps us strong, grounded, and at peace. Don't let the world's distractions pull you away from what really matters. Hold tight to your faith and trust that by staying connected to Allah, you are walking the right and the best path. If you found this message helpful, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Deen and Duas. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to comment below. What are some of the ways you stay connected to your deen? Let's support each other on this journey. Jazakallah khairan for tuning in, and inshallah I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us firm on His path and fill our hearts with peace. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.